Alright, switching over to the code, we can see that I'm in the Particle Web IDE, and I've started by going to my libraries, and I've made sure that I've included all the libraries that I need in my project. Moving into the project, I have included my DHT sensor libraries, my barometer sensor libraries, and my MQTT libraries. I've gone ahead and initialized my pins for my moisture. I've initiated some values that will be used with my barometer, and I've started my MQTT client. Going down through here into my setup, I've started my DHT sensor, set my pins, this is for my moisture, set my MQTT client connection, and set up the variables for my barometer. I've begun communication via I2C and have started the serial communication. A lot of this code is just specifics of the I2C communication and actually the calibration for my pressure and temperature for my barometric sensor. If we go down here, we look at the specifics of the DHT. So we look at the three values that it gets. It gets humidity, temp in Celsius, and temp in Fahrenheit. I don't use temp in Fahrenheit, but that is kept in there for the sake of it. I've started my IFTTT alarm, so if my moisture, which I've started, I've just made sure it's an int, made sure I cast it to integer. If that is below 200, it will send to my IFTTT, which will send a notification to my phone, as you've already seen. I'm making sure that, firstly, if I'm connected, making sure that I'm connected to the MQTT server, and if I am, then I'm starting to send my actual data across. So I'm making sure that it's going via character, and I'm making sure in these that it's sending to a float value, because I've made sure that I've told it I'm sending it a series of characters, and it's looking for this on the other side on my Raspberry Pi. So I'm making sure that the characters are going across, it's a float, and I'm telling it that I'm sending it this DHT temperature reading, it's a float, and what it's actually reading, which is DHT temp here. I've done that with my greenhouse temp, my humidity, my outdoor temperature using my barometric sensor, as well as the pressure outdoors, which I didn't touch on. Later on, this could be used because the differences in pressure can predict whether it's going to rain or not. So steady declines in pressure can allude to rain, a forecast of rain. I've also got my moisture readings here, and they're all just client publishing to my MQTT server, which is on my Raspberry Pi. Because this is all held within an if loop, if I'm not actually connected to my MQTT server, then it will give me this, and in my events log, I can see that if particle argon log and client are getting published, that I'm not actually connected, and there's an error there. I'm not connected. Looking over it, this is the code that I'm running on my Raspberry Pi. So I'm importing MQTT using the MQTT library. I'm creating an onMessage event and saying, pretty much telling it exactly what it's looking for. And then this is where it's actually looking for the data. So if I put this here, you can see that these are exactly the same, and they have to be. This greenhouse temp and this greenhouse temp are both the same because it's looking for this. So it's finding that, it's finding the greenhouse temperature, the greenhouse humidity, the outdoor temperature, outdoor pressure, and my plant one moisture. And then it's just looping that and setting to sleep for 1 second. But yeah, that is the code of my project. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.